Hello, I'm Andrew Blick, Professor in Politics and Contemporary History at King's College London. I'm going to be talking now about a political phenomenon known as culture wars. We hear about them in different parts of the world, particularly the US, but also to some extent they've been imported into the UK. And we've seen some evidence in the last 6 months or so of culture wars, as they're known, taking hold to some extent in UK politics, and even the governing party, the Conservative Party, taking an interest in them. When we talk about culture wars, we mean the promotion of viewpoints and agendas on particularly divisive social issues over which there might be different groups taking very strong issues. And often in a culture war, as it's labelled, a group may take the same position on a number of those social issues and push them quite hard with a view to mobilising supporters who share those views across that cluster of issues. That's the basic idea. They often take the form of a party which is perhaps quite anti-liberal in its outlook, deliberately taking positions that are hostile to what they see as being liberal positions, perhaps associated with metropolitan elites, with privileged groups as they might have it. This idea of culture wars can often link into broader concepts of political populism, in which a supposedly privileged elite group which is involved in manipulating political processes is depicted as being at odds with the people, however defined, and in which there's a kind of clash set up between the people, which the populists purport to represent, and the elite. That's the broad framework. In the UK, in recent years, we've seen some of these ideas taking hold, for instance, in relation to Brexit, where the EU was depicted as a manipulative supranational elite, which wasn't representing what the people of the UK wanted, and the referendum result of 2016, in which there was a 52% majority in favour of leaving the EU, was presented as the will of the people expressed in the teeth of resistance from the elite. We've seen that kind of pattern replicate itself, particularly among politicians who supported leaving the EU, or at least were brought to power in the circumstances generated by Brexit. In the recent period, we've seen some leading Conservatives take up culture war type issues and push them quite hard, again with a view to perhaps mobilising supporters, perhaps dividing the main opposition to the Conservative Party, the Labour Party, from its supporters, and also as a way of targeting certain kinds of voters in certain kinds of seats, including what are known as the red wall seats, which were seats previously held by the Labour Party, which voted to leave the EU in 2016 and were subsequently won by the Conservatives in electoral contests. So what are the kinds of issues that might be taken up in these culture wars? One might be hostility to the promotion of rights of trans people. Another issue that might be taken up is hostility to what's seen as an excessive number of refugees arriving in the country, some of whom it's argued by people taking up this issue shouldn't be coming here, should be seeking asylum elsewhere, or perhaps aren't genuine asylum seekers. So those are two issues. Another idea that's often promoted in the context of culture wars in the UK is opposition to net zero policies designed at contributing to the aversion of the climate crisis. Often opponents of net zero don't argue that net zero is necessarily wholly wrong, but they argue that the particular measures being taken in pursuit of it are harming the economy, in particular harming the poorest people in society. Those are the kind of issues. Also, people pursuing culture wars may take up strong, what they see as a strong line in law and order, arguing the police perhaps should have more powers. Perhaps they might also be opposed to what they see as the distortion of human rights in a way which doesn't serve the interests of the public. Those are the kind of issues that might be taken up, and we've certainly seen the Conservative Party and the Conservative government following quite hard on issues like asylum, making a big issue out of the perceived need to stop people arriving in small vessels in the UK and claiming asylum. Also, we've seen recently the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, revise the approach of his government to net zero and say, we're actually pushing too hard on certain things. We've got to loosen up the measures in certain areas so that the poorest people don't suffer. So those are examples of culture war type policies that might be followed. We also saw early in the year the UK government use powers to veto legislation introduced by the Scottish government, the Scottish Parliament, that would promote trans rights. So another example, perhaps, of a culture war type position being taken up. We're seeing a lot of this. I suspect we're going to see more of it as the next general election approaches, which I'll be talking about in another lecture. And I suppose an interesting factor in all of this is that the Conservatives see it as a way of potentially mobilising support and also potentially trapping the Labour Party into appearing to be too liberal and out of touch of the views of the people, including some people who might otherwise vote Labour, who might have voted Labour before, who might have stopped voting Labour in the wake of Brexit. And this puts the Labour Party in a tricky position. And we've seen in recent months it not always quite know how to respond over issues like net zero policy, over issues like asylum policy, where it will disagree with the government, it will criticise what the government's doing, but sometimes it soft pedals a bit on some of the more liberal aspects of the kind of opposition it might offer, and offers a more kind of technocratic response, saying you're not dealing with this issue properly, rather than you're actually attacking the wrong people, you're actually attacking vulnerable groups. So it's a tricky issue for Labour knowing how to respond, and we're going to see more of it, and we're going to see it continue.